Nervous.
Nervous? Me? Hey everybody, it's John DiPietro. I am at the Cool Insuring Arena in Glens Falls, New York. Thus, the reason that Linda Davis and I have our jackets on.
There's ice under our feet.
Right. Well, she said ice, but she meant ice up in New
No, I meant ice.
Ice, okay. So Linda, we're getting ready for the final Christmas show of the Kenny Rogers Farewell Tour for this year.
Can you believe it?
Can you believe it?
You've been to so many of our shows, winter, spring, summer, and fall.
And fall.
But
And-
this one is a super special one.
Yep. So, I think of all the people that Kenny's performed with, at least in the last 10 or 15 years, nobody's been on stage with Kenny Rogers more than you, especially during the Christmas shows.
Maybe not.
You bring all the energy to the show, or lots of energy to the show. And tonight's special because after this you get on the bus and drive for 20 hours and go to Nashville.
Can you say except for me?
But it's special because it's the last one this time. And you've been on what, 4 or 5
Let's
or
go.
more?
What? Maybe a dozen.
A dozen Christmas shows, okay. I mean, years of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. What's your favorite part of the show?
Oh gosh, there's so many favorite parts. Anytime I'm standing on the stage and sharing the stage with Kenny Rogers, it gets no better. When we do our back and forth, our banter, sometimes it's the same and a lot of times it's not. So I just kind of never know what's coming, and that makes it fun because it's not really.
And speaking of one of the fun parts, the reason that we're here in the arena at this time of day, folks, which is what, about 3 or 4 hours before showtime, is Linda really is one who has the interaction with the choirs, and every night it's a new choir.
It's a local choir.
A local choir, right? And they bring people from the high schools or colleges that they're in, and it's really cool for their kids to be up on stage with Linda Davis and Kenny Rogers.
Oh my, and for us, as you have witnessed from a seat or backstage, the audience just responds so beautifully when their very own kids are up on that stage. Now, sometimes besides it being high school or college, it can be like an adult church choir.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a surprise to me every day who it's going to be, but we're never disappointed.
Right, and you know, the interesting thing is, for these kids or young adults to be able to perform with you and Kenny, it's like their Super Bowl of their lifetime. So they've been prepping for it since
Weeks and weeks
they
and
first
weeks.
heard about it.
And you know, I think about it every time I see one of those choir members that seems a little nervous. I'm thinking, okay, if Kenny Rogers would have come through Carthage, Texas, where I went to school,
Yep.
and my little choir would have been invited to sing with his show on a big stage for the Gambler. I mean, I don't know. My mind would have been just blown.
And you just took away my next question, because I was going to say, no, Kenny always says to the choirs that he was in the choir.
He was.
And so you were too as well.
It was
in
a
high
high
school.
school choir, and we did. And actually, I went 1 year to a junior college. Did you go to college?
I did.
You did.
I did. What, you couldn't
finish?
tell? You couldn't tell.
Did you finish?
I jammed 4 years of college into 5.
Oh, okay. All right. You started that trend.
She had to ask me, number one, did I go? And then secondly, she followed up with, but did you finish? Not finish, did I finish? Yes to both.
So I went 1 year to
Back to your
junior
question.
college, and I was in a little singing group then.
The Supremes?
Not so much. No.
No, that's
But we might have done a Supreme song.
Okay.
But it was fun to be a part of a group like that.
But you know what? People, when they come to the show, they see at 7:30 or 8 o'clock at night you up there with what do you call them?
Costume.
Costumes, gowns, and all that other
Dresses.
stuff. And everything's dresses, right? And everything's cool. But the thing they don't realize is that the other 23 hours or 16 hours or so you have to spend with 6 guys in a bus. And that one, tell us what that's like being on the bus with those guys.
It's like being on the bus with my big brothers, is what it is. And sometimes their feet stink. Sometimes the coffee.
Do you have to babysit for them, like Zimmerman?
There's one in the wings right now.
Yeah.
No, actually, he's one of the easy ones because he wakes up happy. Some of them don't wake up happy. They have to wake up slowly.
Slowly.
But you know what? I'm joking because every one of them is just like family.
Well,
and you know, I mean, you're in a tight quarters. Have you ever been on one of those buses?
Yeah.
You have. Have you ever slept on
Yeah.
one?
No, I think it's very difficult to sleep.
Have you ever slept on one?
Well, yes, one night way back with the old white bus before you guys were around.
Did you have to go because you were new and like a guest? They probably put you.
I was on a lower.
Yeah, well, that's a compliment because usually the newbies
Up top.
top,
top.
because it gets.
And then every time you go around the corner.
Oh, you feel it. But we have very good bus drivers. Those are, not that bad.
Okay, so you did the show at least the last few years, the Christmas show, and this year there's a few dates less. But in previous years, when you're doing shows before Thanksgiving, there must be times halfway through that tour you don't even know where you are.
Well, that's true.
City-wise,
that's
right?
That's very true.
Especially when you're going starting in Canada.
And I think that's the life of anybody who tours, because we get there. We do not have to look at the signs and pay attention to driving there because we have an awesome bus driver that gets us there safely. But we see a schedule, but I don't commit it all to him because I just don't have enough brain cells.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier on, I probably could have told you how many miles it was between this thing. And I don't know what time zone I'm on. What time zone are you?
We're in the east right now.
That would be Eastern time.
Eastern time.
Okay.
Yep. We're in New York, so we're 1,000 miles from Nashville.
That's going to be
or as
about
you would say, 20
hours
on the bus.
But I sleep most of it.
Yeah.
That's the good news people don't realize. The bus driver is awake while we're asleep, and we're awake while they're asleep.
You're right, because they're sleeping right now.
Yes,
they're sleeping right now. We pray that they're not in the casino. Like with the casino, you got to watch those guys,
I was
right?
on a tour one time, and I was out and about having lunch, and I saw the bus driver, not our bus driver, but one of the other acts that was on the tour. He was like throwing back shots at this little restaurant.
Glad I'm not on his bus.
I don't think I had very long tour.
Not too long at all. So,
Am I throwing you off?
no, you're doing great. You're doing great. Just the guy in a tuxedo. I thought you couldn't tell whether he's the choir or the limo driver.
I know.
One of the two.
But he do well at both.
But we should tell people here we're sitting in an arena that's quiet right now. When we were interviewing Frank Farrell before, we had all the guys putting chairs down on the floor, and it's all part of it. People don't realize that everything that's up on that stage is on the truck.
Yes.
Tonight, and last night it was in Buffalo. The night before that it was in Connecticut. We're going through snow, and
every twinkle light was in the truck.
Yep, exactly.
Every guitar. I wish we could turn the camera around. Can you?
Well, we will.
Okay,
we will. We won't do it now, but we'll take some B-roll and
y'all
through the magic of editing.
Check it out because it really is. Last night, this is no joke. There was one of the choir members, a young fella that was kind of last leaving, and I saw him in the wings, just in the hallway before the wings backstage.
Yeah.
And he was just kind of looking around. I said, what you doing? He said, I just can't believe I'm here. I said, well, come here, let's walk out. So I walked him out. The guys were loading out.
This is at the end of the show.
Up.
Okay, show's over, yeah.
The stage lights were up, and there was stage hands just throwing stuff. I said, come here, look at this. Because he'd only seen it when it was set up. So he goes out there, and he's just like a kid at Christmas. And he's just looking and said, look at all of that stuff that's hanging. I said, I know. And somebody had to put it there.
Put it there.
And
then they got to take it.
Yeah, they have to take it. But it was, I take that stuff.
But you know what? The thing is, how many kids in choirs over the past few years, because you treated them
Kenny
so...
Rogers gives them this opportunity.
That have said, you know what, I want to do that for a living, because I think, unless I'm wrong, that Kenny went to a Ray Charles concert when he was young and said, this is what I want to do.
They despise.
Right?
Tonight, babe.
When this tour is over, like in the middle of January, you've got a very special event coming up, right?
Yes, we are. Of course, I'll just tell you
Yeah,
the family. The
Yep.
family
History, the family tree.
tree.
Yeah.
So my husband Lang and I, which playing when we toured with Rita.
No, but I met him when we were rehearsing for the 50th anniversary show down at. You had just had your baby, right? Well, I shouldn't say that.
You know
That
what?
way.
It all runs together.
Yeah.
But my baby's 17. So
No, I don't
that
mean
long
baby.
ago?
No. The first grandchild.
Oh, that would be awesome. She's
Right.
4.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah, right around that time.
So, but you met Lang. So my husband and I, we've been married 33 years. We have Hillary. She's 31.
Hillary who?
Hillary Scott. She
That name rings a
happens
bell.
to sing. She's the chick singer for Lady Annabelle.
No, the mother referred to the daughter as the chick singer for Lady Antebellum. Okay.
So she's got.
You'll
she's-
have to deal with that
She's
because I didn't.
busy.
Okay.
She's got a lot going on, and now she's going to be even busier. She has a 4-year-old little Isley, our granddaughter, and now she and Chris, my son-in-law, who plays drums for Lady A.
Oh, okay.
And he's from this part of the
Oh, really?
world.
Whereabouts?
Yes, he's from near here. Yes, from near here.
Near here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
We don't know where near here is, but if it's not
Oh,
near
it's
Nashville.
upstate New York.
Oh,
what
upstate
I
New
say.
York. Okay.
That's what I say.
Okay.
Because I'm from down south.
See, these guys are here to just create trouble.
cheer us on, and they're
Right.
here for support.
Exactly.
Totally.
Ask the real questions.
Yes, exactly. So give me a real question to ask.
Well, I'm not through with my story.
What's your- oh, yeah, go- wait,
I got my
wait, you're
favorite
interrupting.
tree. I
Go
left a child out. I can't do that.
That's right. You
So
can't leave a child out.
I have a 17-year-old, Riley Jean.
The baby.
She's my baby. And then Hillary is off for a little while because she is pregnant with 2 daughters. So I don't know when y'all are going to see this or.
If they will see it.
Well, is this just for your home?
No.
enjoyment?
We're gonna
This is just for your
send it
home
all out. No,
enjoyment.
this will all be out there.
I was told this was like for a professional kind of
I've
like
got a radio
syndicated.
station.
kind
Yeah,
of-
exactly.
Oh, okay.
Inside edition.
There you go.
So, have you been tapped for babysitting?
I have volunteered. I was the first call to write a refusal. Yes, so the babies are due in the beginning of February. So I've got an arm for each and a lap for Isley.
Great. Super. In all the time you've been traveling, you mentioned Reba before. What's been your craziest experience on stage?
Oh, I can just tell you that instantly.
Because I asked the Kenny guys that, and they said it was something down in Mexico.
Well, this is not a Kenny crazy. Is it
Yeah.
okay if I
No,
go back
yeah,
to
no, you
Rita
go right
crazy?
back to
And
Rita.
it's really not one stage. That's a technicality. Here's what happened. I was in Bakersfield, California. You know, that's the home of Buck Owens.
Oh, really? Okay.
Buck Owens is passed now.
Yeah.
But he-
Just recently.
Just a few years
Right.
ago, we lost a bunch of them.
Okay.
I'm sad to say. But Buck Owens was
Originally,
originally born in Texas and, you know, did his thing out in Bakersfield. So we were out playing Bakersfield. And at this time, Rita had this multi-layer stage, you know, different
With cars
podiums
hanging
and-
off, with cars and stuff.
I don't know how I was
don't
on the car one, but
All I know is the trucks were all different colors.
Okay.
Right?
Well, she was up on this high podium, and I was supposed to come on our song "Does He Love You."
Yeah.
We had that time.
Yeah.
So I
It was a Grammy Award.
again,
Yeah. Okay.
So I was on the elevator on the stage, below the stage,
Yeah.
coming up. You know, that always heard my elevator didn't go over to the top. Well,
I've heard that phrase.
Was the night it was proven.
So you had to climb.
I was hoofed out by one stagehands who was underneath with me to make sure I got on the thing right, and then when it fell with me on it, my head got about this far.
There's the audience.
Here's the stage. It got about that far, and then it fell out from under me. So that
So he just
he hoisted
hoisted you up
like a gentleman,
like a gentleman would.
and I never missed.
I don't know what a
Never
gentleman.
missed a beat.
Oh, good Lord.
Kept on singing. You know, she just stood up there laughing at me, and we kept right on. You know, but that is the most
The
memorable.
technical things, the funny technical things are crazy.
Yeah, that was real crazy. And the first thing I thought is, oh no, Buck Owens, he's not seeing me at my best because my elevator dropped. But
Your elevator doesn't go all the way. So, you know what? Look, there's people over there saying, Linda, come on, get over here. We got the choir. We want to thank you so much, and we want to wish you a Merry Christmas, and we want to wish you a Merry Grandmother. Is there such a thing as Merry Grandmother? We've done it 5.5 times now. So we've got another one due in March.
Right after ours.
Yeah, daughter
Did
number
yours-
2 and baby number 2.
Did any of yours come two at once?
No, but the first 2 came 16 months apart.
That's almost twins.
So when our oldest one was 9 months old, she crawled into our house with a T-shirt on that says, "I'm the big sister." And right after my wife regained consciousness, we said to my daughter, "Hey, what's going on?" And she goes, "Yep."
That's what's
So
going on.
they're almost like twins. They're 16 months apart.
I think
Well, my daughters
So-
are almost like twins. They're 14 years
Apart. Yeah. So they
But
can.
if you saw
They're probably better
them-
friends.
Well, they are. They're very good friends. And Hillary makes a wonderful big sister. And Riley she has a great role model with her sister. She loves her niece, and she's going to
Yep. Well, she can be auntie.
We're just.
Let's go back to one more thing here.
Oh, okay.
During Christmas time, didn't you tour with the Scott family and do a bunch of shows?
Here's what happened. Yes, you didn't.
No, he's in it.
We were. But because this pregnancy for Hillary is falling right during this time, and when you have multiples in the oven,
They try
you
to.
you stay at the house if you can.
Yeah.
And that schedule was going to be too much.
Oh, this was going to be this year.
Yes, sir.
Oh, but didn't way back?
Mm-mm.
Didn't you? You were doing out somewhere. You were with the whole family,
We
right?
did a few things, but the Christmas tour was going to be about a 20-day run.
No Lady A.
Correct.
Just
Lane,
y'all.
Linda,
Oh,
and
the
Riley
family
Jean,
thing.
and Hillary and Chris was going to play drums. Isaac was going to probably come out and steal the show. It would have been with our good friend Stephen Curtis Jones.
Ah.
But we had to ixnay that trip, that tour, because she's at
And then
the
this
house.
happened to happen at
And
the same
then
time.
Kenny says, "Well,
Let's do
you're
some-
not going to be with your family. Come be with our family." So here we are.
Here we
That's
are,
why
just
we
like
get
that.
to visit.
Perfect. Super.
Are
So
we done?
her name is Linda Davis. My name is John DiPietro. She's the one who called her daughter something that I ain't going to
Oh.
say on camera here. And we just want to wish everybody the best. And Linda's the best. And
You're sweet to say that. You're kind of partial to you.
you're right.
Hey, let's take a second. Give Brenda the appreciation that she needs.
With that being said, we better get the heck out of here.
We gotta go
Bye,
practice.
everybody.